This is Dr. AMRESH'S from DAP Edu Innov Creations YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed, then subscribe my channel please. So today we'll start what is science. From the right beginning, from class 1 to till class 10, everybody is learning science. But I think 95% of us, we don't know what is science. While learning different things, but we don't know exactly what is science, right? So let me tell you, when the world or the universe started, it started with many heavenly bodies. And from that, six different things came. And out of six elements which are non-living, we can say that is chose carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. So out of these non-living things, one living thing came which is the smallest unit of our life. That is known as cell. As we know, the cell combine to form the tissues. Tissues are combined to form the tissue system. Tissue systems are combined to form the organ, then organ system, then the organism or the body, then species, then population, then community, then ecosystem, then our biome, then after that we'll get our biosphere or the living atmosphere or the atmosphere which contain only living things. If you'll study from the right beginning, we'll find the non-living things up to the biosphere. It's a systematic study. So this is called science. Let's see. Science is the term derived from the Latin word scientia, means knowledge. And the father of science is Galileo Galilei. Galileo Galilei. Here the science is the knowledge of the world of nature. We know what things are surrounding us is nature. From that, what are the findings we are getting and how to find? This is science. You will see, the science is what we do to find out about the natural world. Because the natural world is there, and out of the natural world, what things we supposed to find out, we take out through different tests, different laws, different experimentations. It's science. It is the systematic study of everything. If we are telling political science, we are telling social science, we are telling mathematical science, biological science, physical science, like that. Why all this? Because it is the systematic study of everything. Systematically, if you study everything, that is science. So, science involves a pursuit of the knowledge covering general truths or the operation of the fundamental laws. If you go to about Mendelism, then you'll find different principles that comes under laws. And what the laws they find out after doing a continuous experiments in the garden based on the item is green pea, Piazum sativum. At last, what the findings are there, that is science. It is a systematic enterprise that builds and organizes knowledge in the form of testable explanations. Because in the laboratory we are doing, what we are doing? We are practical. We are doing. What is the practical? That we have to find out some unknown things to known things. What is unknown things? That is our nature. What are the known things? That what we exactly want to find out. That is science. According to Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary, the definition is given like that. It is science is the knowledge attained through the study or the practice. What is study and what is practice? As we know, the practice makes a man perfect. That is different. But here, what is study? What is study? Because if anybody will ask what is biology, we can say biology is the branch of science which deals with the study of living things. If the living things study if we will find, then that is biology. So exactly the same thing applied here. To know the study or to practice is science. Knowledge covering general truths, operating general laws, especially often tested things in scientific methods concerned with the physical world, right? So out of all, if we sum up all this total, the concluding sum of definition we can get, science may be defined as the classified knowledge of facts that gained through observation, generalization, correlation and experimentals. First of all is here, and here what is fact. So here you have to know about what is fact, what is observation, what is generalization, correlation and experimentation. As facts are there. What is fact? The facts are always true and universal truths in our universe which are true is fact. Like everybody knows the sun rises in the east. It is the universal truth and it's a fact because the facts are always true. Next we come up about observation is the active acquisition of information from a primary source. If it is here, the small kid is coming and the small kid wants to know what is this. He will observe, he will see, he will verify what is this, what is this. He is seeing, watching. This is observation. This observation is generally two types. One is quantitative observation and the second one is qualitative observation. Actually, observation is two types. One is quantitative and the second one is qualitative observation. Quantitative and qualitative, these terms are indicating itself that quantitative depends on the quantity and the qualitative depends on its quality. So it's an objective collection of the data which is primarily focused on a numbers and values. Its example is age, shape and weight. If I'll say, what's your age? I am 19. So 19 is the number and it indicating quantitative data. Next is qualitative. It is the research process of using subjective methodologies to gather information or the data. It is the research process because we are having 5 different sense organs, 5 different senses like the sight, touch, smell, taste and hearing. Out of these 5 is based on quality. So this observation of sight, touch, smell, taste and hearing are qualitative observation. Then it will come to generalization. What is generalization? Ram is having a pen, Hori is having a pen, I am also having a pen. Without knowing what details about the pen is working or not, it is made in India or China or Germany or who else, what is there, what's the working, what are the functional conditions of it, without knowing all these details, if I'll say it's a pen, Ram is telling it's a pen, Hori is telling it's a pen. So general idea is it is a pen. Tertiary is it is the general idea of the statement having general application. And a general statement without details about what we see or hear is generalized. Here, all crows are black. All crows are black. It's for you, for me, and for everybody. Crows are black. It's depend on grayness and the blackness. The grayness and blackness, if it is general for everybody, that's why we can say all crows are black. It's about generalization. If we go to the correlation, we'll find the different things. What is that? The mutual relationship or the connection between two or more things. If two or more things mutual relationship is there, the connection is there, they are depending on each other, that is comes under correlation. Number of ice cream sales and the sunglasses have correlation. If the climatic condition is more hot and humid, if it is more hot, then more sunglasses will sell and more ice creams will sell. If it is not, then sunglasses and ice creams selling is less. So sunglasses selling and ice cream selling are having correlation with each other. This correlation again, 3 types are there. One is positive correlation, one is next is second negative correlation, and third is no correlation. Positive correlation, when the value of one variable increases with respect to the another variable. If we say this plot this graph, this is one variable, this is another variable, this graph so plotted is showing positive correlation. And here negative correlation, if the value decreases with respect to another is known as negative correlation. If the value decreases, how it decreases? If 2 variables you will take, then here is one variable, is another variable. If the graphs are plotted with 2 variables, if the graphs are plotted is like this, it indicates that the relation between these variables is what happened? The value decreases. If the value decreases, then it is negative correlation. And the third one is no correlation. If there is no relation between the variables, just you see this is one variable, this is another variable, and the graphs are plotted is having straight line. So it indicates that the variables are independent, or they are not depending on each other, or they have no correlation among them. So this is called no correlation. Next, the last one is experimentation. The process of performing scientific procedure, especially in a laboratory, to determine something. Just we know about the practical classes. We are going there doing practical. What is that? We want to take out something from the unknown resources. But inside the laboratory, we have to test something. Just think about nowadays the corona prevails everywhere. The coronavirus, you might have known. The corona prevails everywhere. And all the scientists and doctors, they are busy. They are taking out the vaccines. They are doing research. They are doing that research works inside a laboratory by different scientific methods. So by doing all these scientific methods, by preparing, by researching, by guiding on, is experimentation. Example, experimentation of the brain. Use of test tubes and chemicals to complete a project work is experimentation. So, at the sum of what is science, right? Science is SCIENCE, stands for systematic, comprehensive investigations and explorations of natural causes and effects. So what is this? Systematic, comprehensive investigations and exploration of natural causes and effects. What do we learn from here? We learn what is science and the full form of science. Thank you. Bye bye.